Good evening, sessionistas and photogs. Welcome to Photogslife. My name is Calumberan, and I am the chief photographer and founder of Calumberan FZE. Please visit our website, chriscalumberan.com, and follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/chriscalumberan. We are also available on YouTube and on Facebook. So, right. Good evening, guys. Oh my goodness. So, after our discussion last time, very sensitive project or very sensitive topic, which is the non-payment, and then I have followed it up with your creative process, because my friend and I, one of my best friends and I, had this conversation how why others have time to pursue to be award winning in their craft, which is photography. So there is this friend of mine whom I just met a while ago. I mean, he's been following me during the my radio interview in Tag 91, and I met him in Carrefour some other day. He has his baby with him. His name is Mr. Ram Paulo Groyon. He was asking if I'll speak it in Tagalog, then I will translate it in English. Sir, anong topic nyo next time? Pwedeng mag-suggest. Yung photographer na nag-stop kasi hindi pinayagan ng partner. May mga kilala akong magagaling sana, kaso nung nag-asawa tinigil nila. Meron kasi akong kaibigan dito, nag-aaral sila ng partner nila ng photography, kaso nung na-engage na, hindi na pinayagan sumama sa event. Sa Pinas na yung kasabayan ko dati, tumigil na din mag-photography. Wow. So basically, he was trying to suggest a topic, which is how about those better halves who prevented their partners to continue photography. He was saying that he has a friend back in the days when they were studying photography. Both of them, they're going out. His friend and his girlfriend, I think he didn't mention. So this couple are they're both studying photography, and when they got engaged, the lady, I'm not sure if it was the lady or the guy. I mean, I wasn't able to ask, but let's presume it was the guy, because the guy I'm speaking with is Ram. So I think his friend makes sense. It could be a guy. Anyway, so one of the couple prevented the other one to continue his photography or her photography, or anyway, let's be gender let's presume it's the guy. So the lady persuaded, or the lady prevented the guy to continue his photography after they got engaged. Is this right? Does she have a right to prevent his partner stopping photography or pursuing photography as one as his, it can be a career, or it can be just a passion, or it can be a hobby, because let's admit, photography is a very expensive hobby. So this is my 2 cents for that. I will come from, because I have an experience of more than 10 years experience in photography, and I've been in the industry for 15 years. So I think I have a say to that in my journey, because I have decided to work for myself, and it's a very tough decision. So I think I'm qualified to answer or give an opinion for that. So thank you, Ram, for giving that question. So my wife and I, we came a long way. We met together. I was not, I didn't have any idea that I will become a photographer. So we met. I changed along the way. So we've been married for 17 years, happily married for 17 years. Before that, we were 7 years going out together, and practically half of my life I've been with her, including my puberty stage. So Yes, so when you talk about photography, I have actually 5 questions for him or for you guys. 5 questions whether or not how you would avoid or how would you analyze or how would you try to solve somehow this ordeal or this situation that you may have. It might not work, but it's kind of like my go-to when it comes in a general perspective when it comes to relationship with your spouse, because again I do have a rich more than 20 years experience having being in a relationship, so I can have an opinion on that also. Anyways, but disclaimer, this is not a marriage counseling channel. Remember that. Anyway, for you photogs, I will do whatever it takes to inspire you, to motivate you. Anyway, here is my thoughts on that. Um, there is this comedian guy named Russell Brand. He's British. He's a British comedian guy, and he's really funny. He is a ladies' man. He is, a playboy, everything. But he got married from with Katy Perry, and then anyway, it's a long story. Anyway, he divorced. He got divorced with Katy Perry, and now he is living with a new wife, which is a non-celebrity wife, and he's quite happy. And he started this vlog also, and whenever from time to time I watch him. Anyways, what he said is, your partner or your wife does not or your spouse however doesn't deserve all the details in your mind, or whatever you are going through your life. They don't deserve being bombarded from time to time, or almost every day or every minute, being bombarded with all the details that it's in your head that you are going through. You should give your wife or your spouse or your partner a space to breathe in, because both of you are individuals. You should live a separate life and come together if it's necessary. You know what I mean? Also, Will Smith mentioned also that live your own life. Only come to your wife or your partner when you are happy. My question is, do you talk too much to your wife about your photography and she gets annoyed? Do you talk to her nonstop about it and you get so annoying that please stop, something like that? Because most of the man I know, including me, I talk too much, but most of the real man, they say, oh no, men are supposed to talk less. I understand that, but some of the men that I know, or including me myself, we talk too much, and I do bore my wife most of the time. That's why I try to catch myself and try to contain myself. Okay, does she need all these details? Even if you're talking to your friend, or even if you're talking socially to others, do they need all these details about your passion? Also with Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, fourth law, he mentioned always say less than necessary. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you will appear, and less in control. Even if you're saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and Sphinx-like. Meaning to say, spare them the details. You will look common, or you will sound common, and you will sound pathetic. Shall I put it that way? He didn't write it like that, but you will sound very pathetic if you're too eager talking about photography too much to someone. and that's why I have this channel, so I can I can give away my thoughts. You know, some of guys can forward, some of them guys can skip. You know, doesn't matter. But I have this channel for me to give my photography thoughts and dump whatever it is in my head. But anyway, you know, that's number one question. Do you talk too much about your to your wife about photography that she gets annoyed at you? You have to check it, because some people get annoyed too much if you're like. Anyway, number two. So number two, what kind of photography are you into? Does she get jealous when you shoot landscapes and mountains? Do you shoot things that makes your wife or spouse or partner jealous? You know, maybe they are the jealous type. We never know. You know, maybe you should reconsider, because most of the time it becomes an addiction, especially when men, or because before I used I wouldn't consider myself being an addict when it comes to porn. Let's put it out there, the word porn. Are you addicted to porn? I mean, are you a porn addict? You know, because if you kind of like shoot or objectify female in your photography, then must be one of the reasons why your spouse is trying to make you quit in photography. Because art is something. Art is different than being cheap or not. I have nothing against porn industry. It's a big industry, but we are in the wrong country and we're not supposed to do that here. What I'm trying to say is, in politically correct manner, in our in some reality in life, exposing too much skin or objectifying women or objectifying sex or selling with sex or using this as a kind of a hobby to make you inspire, or maybe you should rethink of the things that makes you agitate or makes you move. Maybe try to exercise more, or try to like, I don't know, I mean, it is really pleasurable, but then again, you should be sharing that intimacy with your partner. You should be sharing that intimacy with your partner. Try to take her during your shoot, you know, be honest with her, you know, if you really couldn't control it. Seriously, it can be an alarming situation if this is the kind of photography that nothing against that, but obviously it's alarming for those who are, you know, who will put you into a situation that is questionable, that doing something out of your marriage or out of your relationship, because that is called cheating. So what kind of photography do you do? Maybe it's one that makes your partner jealous. Let us put it that way. Okay, so, right. So number 3. We will skip number 4 because we will include it on number 3. So I have 4 questions. So we are on number 3. What benefits does she get when you buy an equipment or when you go for a photo shoot? So there is this book that I have read many years ago, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. There is this terminology that he coined. It's called emotional bank account. So you can withdraw, we can deposit on this emotional bank account, and you can also withdraw from it. Deposit and withdraw. Meaning to say, you will invest something to your spouse so that when you ask something that, we need to go out, I need to go out with the boys, or I need to buy something, or you need to withdraw, because you basically put something in and you can put something out, because if you only take, then that's not happy. You are not building you're not being a better half for your spouse. So you basically need to invest something so you'll be able to withdraw something. There is also kinds of deposits. There are also kinds of deposits. There is this book by Gary Chapman, The 5 Languages of Love, which is also I have discussed back in my previous vlogs, the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. In a nutshell, I will explain you. In a nutshell, both of you are individuals that speaks different languages. If your wife speaks Mandarin and you speak Tagalog, you should find a common ground, which is English. Let's say, for example, you understand each other when you speak English. You should find a way how you would understand each other, not only through language but also through action and also non-verbal communications. But non-verbal communication is 70% stronger than verbal communication, or more effective, shall I say. There are 5 different love languages. For example, words of affirmation. Your spouse or your partner gets motivated if you appreciate them more, if you give them words of affirmation. Number 2, quality time. When you spend quality time, not quantity time, but the time that you are present there with them. It can be short or it can be, less, but you are there present. You're not on your phone or you're not thinking of something else. Number 3, receiving gifts. Does she receive gifts from you? Acts of service. Number 4, acts of service. Do you prepare breakfast, on bed like you used to do? Physical touch. Are you a hugger? Are you some of this quality? There are, like in NLP, you have a preference of sense. You have a sensual preference, and on this 5, you may have a language preference. Most of the time, there are 3 language preferences. Some of them, they like physical touch. Some of them, they like receiving gifts. Some of them likes word of affirmation. It is a lucky combination if you have like a words of affirmation, quality time, and acts of service. These 3, or physical touch perhaps, these 3 combination is really powerful. You need to find out what your spouse or partner is, her preference, her favorite language to speak when it comes to love, so that you will know how to deposit correctly to the emotional bank account, or to the emotional bank account. I hope I'm making sense. All right, so number 4, last but not the least. Is your photography a liability or an asset? You know what I mean? Does it take away from you, or are you gaining from it? It's not always about money. I know it's not always about money. Does it make you happy? Does it, is it an asset for you, or does it take away from you? Sometimes hobbies can be an addiction that can, spiral you down. So you have to define what does photography do for you. So you need to explain your wife or your spouse, what do you get out of photography? What does she get about your photography? You know what I mean? Is it a liability or is it an asset? Does it make you a better man? Does it make you more wealthier? Does it make you happy? Does it make you healthier? Because if you take away something like you're passionate about, you get depressed. So that's not healthy either. So you need to be clear to your husband or to your spouse or to your wife that this is photography. This is what photography does for me. Does for my health. It makes me a better man. It makes me forget things. It makes me be present. Things like that. So when I come back to you, I am happier. So there you have it. Thank you very much for listening to our topic. And please, if you may have an addition or if you have some comments, please comment below so that I can answer you, personally answer you. Um, will be my target is 100 vlogs, guys. My target is 100 vlogs for you guys. What motivates us, what inspires us. Photogslife is not just about my story in my life, in my journey about my photography. Photogslife is our journey collectively, and this is what I want to share with you guys, and this is what I want to discuss with you guys. Our motivations, our inspirations, and our challenges, and how do we solve them. Please share us your questions, share us your experiences so we can discuss it in our channel. This is our channel, Photogslife. So there you have it. Have a great week ahead of you guys. Cheers.